is ADHD, kids that are on the spectrum, I don't know, maybe they need a bit more tailoring, like parenting is a bit more tailored different. I know some things will probably be the same, but even like such as like how kids that are on the spectrum, especially like ADHD, they look for attention. It doesn't matter what attention is, negative attention, bad attention, they just need that attention. So sometimes it's just like, how do you actually deal with that every day? Like, I know that I'm dealing with a CAMS worker and they say sometimes you just ignore, but sometimes it's really hard to ignore, like to just block them out. So I'm hoping that I can get like better strategies from this course to deal with their attention seeking behavior. It just says, I normally read, gym, or just relax. Yeah, exactly. You have to keep put in the relaxation though. You need to relax before they come back, definitely, because when they come back, it's just non-stop on them. But how many have you got? Uche? One? When it's one child, I remember when I just had my son. I remember when it was just Kai. And things were just so different. Like when it was literally just me and Kai. But it wasn't just me and Kai it was me and Kai for maybe a few years, and then I adopted my nephew. And my son, he even said to me yesterday, he was like, he said to his brother, they always like taunting each other. So he's like, you're not my only brother. My first brother was Cyrus. Like, yeah, Cyrus is my first brother. Like, and I'm just like, he's still your brother, and you can see Cyrus as your brother still, because yeah, we had my nephew from like my son was about primary school ages when I adopted my nephew. So yeah, he's always had someone there, but obviously for a while it was just us in it, like, and those times it's just so different having one child and then going to 2 to 3 is a different ball game. And I wish like them times when it was just one, I embraced it more. I think I did, to be honest. Like my first son, when it was just me and Kai, we done holidays. We actually did do things, but when I think about like being like having one child now, having one child back then, I think, I wish we had done more things together. Who you are unapologetically. Hey Jess, my son's being assessed for autism. Where did you find the parenting course? It got referred to me I'm going to get all the details and then I'm going to do a video about it, if that's okay, because I can't actually remember, because I'm involved in so many different services. I think it was early years or early help. I don't know, but I'm actually going to get the details and then I'll do a video about it. Because I think it's, go on to these courses. These courses are absolutely amazing. And you just speak to like-minded women. You know, I do this a lot. Like, you know, when I talk about it on my live, I also feel free and have found like a community of women and men that are in similar predicaments. And doing this course, I hope that this is something that I would want to do. I would actually want to, because I know after the course, you can teach the course as well. That's something I would really love to do, because I loved being in an environment where there was like-minded people. You don't feel judged. You are learning from each other, just because everybody's there for the same thing. Everybody's there because they want to be the best. They know that they're struggling or they're finding certain things difficult, and they've come to the course to actually learn. Because one thing, being a parent to children that are on the spectrum is just different. And do you know what I liked? Every single mum there was saying the same thing, and you just don't feel judged. You see, when I talk about certain things on my platform, you hear people, and I know maybe it's because a lot of the things that I say, it does come across as, oh my gosh, again, you're complaining again and again and again and again. But it's the reality of it is hard on most days. Do you get what I'm saying? Most days, being a neurodivergent parent, most days are hard. And one thing with me, why I'm a strong person, you know, I'm a strong individual. And I think being a neurodivergent parent makes you stronger. You know, it makes you stronger, definitely. I take each day as it comes, and you have to go through that stage of, you have to grieve the child. You have to grieve the children that you thought, you know what I mean? Sometimes you have children and you expect them to be a certain way. And then you realize that they have needs, and it's just, life is just going to be completely different. And you look at other parents and their children outside and you're like, oh, why can't that be me? Or, you know, you start to kind of even be envious, even in a sense, like a stage, like it's just, you're going through like a grieving, you have to go through that grieving process. And then once you've gone through that, you've grieved the child you once thought you was going to have, then you get to acceptance. And I think I've definitely reached, I've reached that acceptance stage because I've gone through the grieving, you know? And when I do speak now, when I speak, I'm not coming from a place of grieving. I'm just coming from a place of, well, this is my norm, innit? This is my everyday norm. But I think what I will start to do is kind of say what actually helps me, you know? What actually helps, but the reality, hey babe, thank you. The reality of the situation is, it is difficult, and every day is difficult. I'm not even gonna say like that. I can't sugarcoat it. I can't lie. Do you know what I mean? Every day for me is difficult. It may not be as difficult as the day before, but every day is difficult. It's quite hard for me to have a day where it is a day. That's not my household. It's just not my house. Do you know what I mean? And I don't compare my life with any other parent or mums or anyone, because I just know that it's just different for me. And I've accepted that. But I can still talk about it. No? Like, I can still, I'm open enough to speak about it. I don't mind speaking about it. And more so, I speak about it because I just want other mums, yeah, and dads to know it's okay to have these feelings. I'm okay. I feel like I'm quite bold enough to say it. Do you get what I mean? I'm bold enough to say, like, this is actually how it is. This is how I feel. But look, I'm still going. I'm still grinding. I'm still looking after myself. Because that's one thing I think we, as parents that have kids that are on the spectrum, we neglect ourselves a lot. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going to be present, but I'm also going to be present for the kids, but I also have to be present for myself. So I take my health really serious. I do my vitamins, I go to the gym, I drink my water, I do everything that I actually need to do to be the best mum that I can be. But even still doing all of that, it does get overwhelming every day. So I'm hoping that with this course, I can learn different strategies to manage the overwhelming. Do you know what? There was someone there also, I'm not going to say who sex is or anything because, you know, confidentiality. But there's a few people that actually have adults that actually are on the spectrum. So we have one that is autistic and has ADHD, and there's another adult that has ADHD. And the ones that have ADHD and autism, yeah, it made me feel seen and heard, because they said, yeah, they felt when their kids were having their meltdowns and stuff, they felt really overwhelmed. And when they feel overwhelmed, sometimes they just like, you know what I mean? And they want to learn how to manage their emotions better. And I was just like, oh, this is amazing to hear, because sometimes you just think, nah, is it me? Like, is it just me? Like, I know that there are a lot, but then, you know, sometimes people just make you feel like, nah, get it together. Like, you're a mum. Like, just get it together. That's what I always hear. Oh, you're a mother. You're a mother. You're a mother. This is what mothers do. This is mothers. Like, oh my gosh, I'm actually a human being. I actually have feelings. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's a lot. When you got 3 kids, imagine they all having a meltdown at the same time. And their meltdowns obviously look different, right? For each different individual, it just looks different. You know, obviously Anaya, where Anaya is nonverbal, it looks completely different for her than it looks for my son, who's verbal and has words. And also where they're so close in age as well. Oh, Precious, you're welcome. I'm glad that, you know, I can share and it can help. And that's why I do this. I can't wait. Like I've said already, like I really do want to do like an in-person thing, like something in person for us to all come. I just like being in the presence of like-minded individuals. I know that doing this course, yeah, it's just made things a lot more like solid in my head of what exactly I want to do. And I do want to kind of be in a setting with just like-minded mums and dads, and we're just all learning from each other, and at the same time enjoyment as well, like because sometimes it's not easy to have free time. So I kind of want to, anyways, that's a whole different conversation, but I just know that I feel like I just want to empower Sen mums, and I think my videos, yeah, it's like, I get how it could be. Like, I just kind of want it to be real. Like, I'm just real in it. I don't know how else not to be. I can't fake it. Do you get what I'm saying? I can't fake it, but it doesn't mean, because basically, so my videos go all over the place in it. And I had one of the teachers call me in today about a video that I made recently. And I was just like, wow, my videos are obviously being taken out of context as well. Because if you watch one of my videos, you'll probably be like, oh my days, like, seriously. Again, obviously I'm doing 1 minute videos or 1.5 minute videos to explain certain things in my life. And it's only in my lives, yeah, that I get to kind of dissect it a bit more longer. Maybe I should do like more like detailed videos about things. Maybe that would give more context to my videos, because I know if you see a video and one of my videos, you're just probably like, oh my days, like seriously, can't she get it together? Or is she all right? Is she mentally all there? Maybe. Because the way that these teachers made it, well, one of the teachers made it seem like, are you all right? Do you know what I mean? And I'm just thinking, I'm so much better. Last year, I wasn't good. Last year, I weren't good. And I'll put my hands up. Last year, I weren't good. And I actually spoke out about this. Last year, I was very vocal about how hard it was for me. Obviously, going through a breakup and having to be a mum to neurodivergent children. Yeah, was a lot for me. Moving into a new house, on top of that, where you had to do everything by yourself. If you know about like council places, nothing comes done. Nothing. So I had just moved out. I had just broken up with the children's father. It was a big change for me. So much had been, so much has happened. Like, I'm just thinking, how am I going to, like, the way I process things then was so negative. Do you get what I mean? It was just like, how the hell am I going to do this for the rest of my life? That was how I actually was thinking. Like, how am I going to get money? How am I going to be able to be present for the kids? When we say present for the kids, homework with each and every individual child, how was I going to do that? So I think I panic a lot, because I'm just thinking, I know I've got to do these things, but how am I going to do this by myself? Like, I didn't know. Does the dad co-parent with you? Yes, he does. So we have an arrangement in place. So he does every other weekend, and he picks them up from school. So he picks them up from school Monday to Friday, and then every other weekend I get my time to myself. So I'm blessed because, you know, I've done these lives and I've heard like so many women say that the dad's not present. The dad's left when they've known the child is on the spectrum, or the dad can't handle. And I'm just like, so I count my blessings, definitely. It's just, I think it was quite hard because, you know, when it's just like, when you've kind of left like a toxic situation, a toxic relationship, and you have to co-parent with that person, it's really difficult to even try to meet in the middle. I'm talking about last year, though. I'm talking about last year. Now, of course, we still have like moments where it's like, oh, our communication has never been great. But I feel like I'm trying. I'm making the conscious effort because I know that my kids need that. I know what I want my kids to see, and I want them to be able to see like adults know how to communicate with each other. So I'm putting in the work myself, like, so, because I just know what I want for my kids. You could do 5 tips for SEN mums on the week. Oh, that's a good one. Thank you, Des. Yeah, because I need to think about, yeah, that's a good one. Thank you. Let me actually screenshot that. But the thing with me, yeah, I can try to give tips, yeah, but I think, do you know, after this parenting course, I feel more like, because I think I have good ideas. I have good ideas in my head, such as yesterday, like such as family time. But family time looks different for us because, do you know what I mean? It's so mad that, but anyways, as I said, this course will help me because family time looks different. No one does the same thing. Do you get what I'm saying? We got Anaya that doesn't understand the concept of waiting. So when we want to do like games, like I got the game still out, like on the table, we couldn't do it because Anaya wants to take the card, and I give her the card to kind of try to get her to play in her own way, but then she just ends up messing it up, and then it's just like, there's no point of this, and then my big one gets annoyed. So I'm still trying to figure out how to do things. So yeah, I think that's why, maybe because I don't like to lie, I can't do fake content. So I can try to say what I try, but what I try doesn't really work for me. Do you get what I'm saying? Which is quite sad. I would like to be able to just do things, enjoyable things with my children. I'm trying, as I said, so I just don't know what tips. Yeah, actually, I do have some tips, Of course, I've learned along the way. More so in terms of like, so one thing that I actually have learned, yeah, is that, so you have to realize, so I feel like I give a lot more attention to Anaya. And I think my middle one has noticed that. So he's playing up on that a lot. And he's doing a lot of just, you know, attention-seeking behaviour. But that attention-seeking behaviour is because he just wants my attention, innit? So when he acts up, yeah, what I would usually do is, because it's hard, yeah, because Anaya hasn't got words, and then the middle has got words, I expect him to know better because he's got the words. He can vocalise how he feels. But then, just because Anaya hasn't got words, it still doesn't disregard the fact that my middle also has his needs. So what I've actually started to do is like be a lot more patient with him. So it's quite hard to be in two places. So I would just now come Anaya, come Azai, hold them together, and we'll do like big hugs together and just try to give them the attention, do you know what I mean, together, and make it like something fun. I don't know, like yesterday, because game night wasn't working in it, and my big one, Makai, he just went to his room. He was angry. One thing that I'm trying to learn how to do is I need to get Makai to understand that our life is different to your friends' lives. It's different. How do I get him to understand it? Because right now, I think my big one, he has a lot of resentment. Do you get what I'm saying? He wants to just spend time with his mum. He wants to just play with his mum, but he can't do that because the little ones require my attention more. It's so hard, man. But as I said, everything that I'm saying, I will share this in the course. And the course, I'm hoping that everybody like has different tips and tricks, and the people that are doing it, they also can help. Try and find him some mentors. Someone else mentioned that, but where do you find these mentors? I don't know. Where do you find them, Miss J? He does need that. I just want him to, you see my big one, yeah? Oh, that's my firstborn, man. He grew with me. We grew together. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm basically, I understand, innit? I understand my big one. I understand that a lot of the emotions he goes through is some is learned, innit? And that's why I say it's so important, like when you have children, to provide a loving and caring environment, because you see when they're small, yeah, from 0 to 5, yeah, that's where they soak up the most information. And you may not even think that they're paying attention because they're so young. When you're arguing, all of that frequency, they feel it. That can do things to their brain. Do you know what I mean? And I just think, I think about him a lot, man. I think about my big one a lot. And I think about how I can help him. You know what I mean? I think about how I can help him be the best, man. But this age is the age where they're learning about themselves and peer pressure and everything. They want to act like I don't know, they just do a lot of acting at that age, innit? Because they're trying to fit in. And I just want him to not be like that, but I just know that I was like that also, innit? Like as a child in secondary school, you want to fit in, innit? You want to, yeah. And I think that's hard. I think it's the reality of just wanting your children to be a certain way, but understanding that it doesn't always work like that. It doesn't always work the way you want it to be. So I'm trying to understand my big one's personality. So my big one's personality, love him to bits, yeah, but I'm not a banter person. I've never been. So obviously that's probably part of my needs as well. I don't understand like jokes. I just don't get it. Like it doesn't register. I just take everything so literal, yeah. So I'm finding his banter and me, like our personalities are clashing in a sense. I have to understand my son, and kind of get down to his level a bit. That's what also some, because I'm very self-reflective, innit? I think about, now how can I do things better? And I think I'm trying, but I think he is at a stage where, yeah, of course he wants like bonding time with mum, and we don't get that. Me and him don't get that, which is sad. So yeah, he just went to his room yesterday. He just literally lashed out and was just like, oh, like, and lashed and just literally went to his room, like slammed his door, because he's just like, I want to do something with my mum and I can't. So he's just, oh, Naya's always ruining it. And I've spoken to him about Anaya already. Anaya is autistic. And the way I explain it to him, I even want to do a video about this as well, yeah. Anaya is autistic, and her brain, the same way as all our brains in this house, works differently. We have to give each other patience, you know what I mean? So yes, it's annoying, but that is your sister for life. Understand that she's not going anywhere. We have to learn how to be around her. So when we are playing the game, so yes, he's getting annoyed. So for example, yesterday he was getting really annoyed and he went to his room. So I went to his room and I explained it. And Naya doesn't understand the concept of weight. You know, she doesn't get it. She doesn't understand. She's not there. So Naya has made lots of progress, but still the word weight, she don't understand that. So it's like we just have to work together as a family. But that's something that I don't think he kind of gets. He's young, innit? He just wants to be with his mum, and I think he's just annoyed at the fact that he doesn't have me the way he had me. That could also be a thing. So I'm very conscious of that. So I do, like, when we do have times together, I do make it a thing where we always, like, you know, we try to do things with each other. But I think the reality is, you know, we don't have much of that, and that can make a child feel some sort of way. But what can I do? And extracurricular activities, that's also something that is quite hard, because that will mean that I have to liaise with dad, because obviously I can't take him with all the kids. You know, like, it's just not the same, innit, for me. Like, I got Naya, who's autistic. As I said, she doesn't understand the concept of weight. So I can't take him to a class myself. It would have to be like, we'd have to split it, basically, because, yeah, you can't really do things with Anaya. Love her, but she don't like waiting. She wants to do you know what I mean? Even, like, sometimes when I go to drop my son to school, and I'll stop to talk to one of the mums, yeah, she's thinking, why are we here? She will have a full blow. She will literally kick off, because she doesn't understand. I think she's used to routine. Like, so we go drop my son, and then I push the buggy to the car. If we stop, she's confused. Why are we stopping? This is not what we're supposed to do, and it will trigger her. So I think a lot of being at home with her. So he was just like, oh, she ruins everything. He was really angry, like, she ruined everything. And I'm like, you can't talk about her like that. We need to. So I'm hoping that I can learn, like, strategies to bring everyone together, and to just accept that our life is different. Our life is different, and it actually is always going to be different from everybody else's. Like, when we go out, a lot of the times, yeah, like, Kai just wants to enjoy. He wants to soak up everything. He wants to talk to me about it. He wants, you know what I mean? And then Anaya, if she's having a bad day, it will affect him. It's like, how do I get everyone to enjoy themselves? Do you know what I mean? How do I get them to... Okay, so I'll say to Kai, like, no, it's fine, that's cool, like, we're going to enjoy. He's like, no, we're not. And I'm just like, Naya, come on, like, you know. And then I've got Zai, like, he's just like, so now Zai, the middle one, he can see my attention is now on Naya and Kai. And then he will start. So when I'm out, it's just really overwhelming. But something I'm doing, like, this year is to try to... It's very hard. So, yeah, it's hard to get that balance. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think I'm still in the process of learning myself. You know what I mean? I'm still, like, I feel like I've definitely learned a lot, but I'm still learning. I still don't have it all under control, and I'm not going to make it seem like I do, because I don't. I have, most days, I'm an anxious wreck, because I just want everything to be perfect. You know what I mean? Especially when you spend money to do something for your children, and you're taking them out, you want them to have a good time, and it doesn't go to plan. Especially for my big one, because my big one, I'm aware that we don't get that real bond time. So I want us to actually, like, vibes, and, you know what I mean, have a good time, and also for the young ones to enjoy. But it don't work that way. Do you know what I mean? It don't. But one thing that I will say is, you just keep trying. Like, with being a parent to neurodivergent kids, you keep trying and trying and trying and trying, and you probably will never have it figured out, but you just keep trying. Because it's been, like, Naya is 3, and I would say our lives changed dramatically when when Anaya, who is obviously on this, like, autistic, I would say the whole dynamic of the house changed dramatically. So where they have needs, I feel like I'm good with them individually. Do you know what I mean? I feel like with Kai, he's got his own needs, but individually, yeah, like, I've got the patience, but having the patience for all 3 of them in together when they all having their own little stuff going on, that's what I find hard. Do you know what I mean? Because I know that, oh my gosh, I've got to calm all of them down. I will calm all of them down. There's only one of me. So what I do, I leave Kai, because he's older and I know that he will calm himself down and we will speak at a later stage in the day. So one thing I always make sure to do with Kai, that's why I say me and Kai, we talk. Because I need to know how he's feeling. You know what I mean? With the two little ones, because they can't articulate their emotions, I have to be there for them a lot more. And I just have to, yeah, that's the way it works, to be honest. I have to give them more attention, the little ones, than Kai, and know that Kai, I will speak to him at the end of when I've sorted the little ones out, you know, because, yeah, I can't, yeah, that's just how it works, to be honest. Would you consider part-time nursery for her at 3? No, she goes nursery. Listen, I'm free. I got my 6 hours. Now she's been going nursery from 2. So when I realized Anaya was autistic, I wanted her to be around other children from early. So we've been paying for her to go to nursery from 2. So she got from when she was entitled to 15 hours, then we topped it up. And I would say that's helped with her development, you know. I think her being around other children from early, that's helped, because what you need to remember, those ages 0 to 5, those are vital ages, whether they're on the spectrum or not. So the longer they're out of school or around, or you do work with them, I just feel like the harder it will be. I think that is one thing I would say I believe has helped Anaya's development. The fact that she was in nursery from a younger age, she was delayed, innit? And she still is delayed. But the fact that she started early, she's making a lot of improvements. As I said, Anaya is pre-verbal. I'm not going to say non-verbal. She's pre-verbal. And because she doesn't have any sentences, I never knew my daughter could count. It was only one day, literally. Sometimes I would hear her go, what? And I'm thinking, huh? One day, literally, I was with my son. My son was like, oh, she's counting. I'm like, what? She knows the sequences of numbers. And I believe it's because she has been in nursery. She's always around. She's always learning. I always do one-to-ones with her. But obviously, I know I don't have that time all the time. I knew I needed her to be in nursery. I needed her to be, and she's making lots of progress, man. And I think because I noticed very, very early on, I just didn't want her to, of course she is delayed, but I didn't want her to be at more of a disadvantage. I didn't want her to be more at a disadvantage than she needed to be. So I knew that I needed to do a lot more work with her. So I would say with the younger ones, like education, obviously it's harder for them to retain information. I would say like for my middle, I didn't really experience this with my first, but with kids that are like ADHD or on the spectrum, autism, like learning can be quite difficult. Like I've been reading with my 5-year-old, and it's like we've been going through the same thing over and over and over and over again. So I know that it's really important, I can't miss a day. Because if I miss a day, we're going to go backwards, all the way back. Because it takes him longer to grasp stuff. So when you just have got to know your child, innit? You got to know your child. And this weekend we didn't read. And we read yesterday, and I'm like, oh my days. So it's just kind of like knowing, your child and putting in the work. Do you or dad have any learning needs? Yeah, I think we both do. So I'm very self-aware. So I'm only going to speak for myself. But I think I'm on the spectrum, which I've spoken about. And I know like learning for me was a lot harder. I think I knew how to mask a lot, and I wanted to be like my peers as well. I didn't want to be behind. So for me, it's different for girls than boys, isn't it? I think. For me, I think I knew how to mask, and I wanted to be where they were. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like my friends, they motivated me, because I think learning for me was a bit hard. I would have to like write things over and over and over again to actually store the information in my brain. But yeah, I have to say I've done all right in school, to be honest. But it's because I actually wanted to learn. I actually wanted to be like normal. I wanted to be like my peers, my friends. So it pushed me. Do you know what I mean? I didn't want to, yeah, so I would say that's the difference. And every child is different. But I just knew I had to do a lot of work to be where someone is at, like that could just grasp the information. I would have to do way more work. But I was determined. Like I've always been that. I've always been like that. Even now, like when like things, as I say, like things are a lot more difficult, I'm just always determined. Like, you know what I mean? I've just always been that child. And I think that's the difficult thing, because I know that I'm that individual, and I want my kids to be like that. But then you can't expect your children to be how you want to be. Like sometimes it's just not going to be what you think is going to be, innit? Thank you so much, QT. I'm trying, man. That's all we can do. Do you get what I'm saying? All we can do is try. Try. And I'm quite sad that on my platform it doesn't give that. You know what I mean? Maybe I need to, like, I just think I'm just better at speaking out like this on live, which is why I think my lives are a bit more, you can actually dive into what I think a bit more. My brain is all over the place, but one thing I would say is that I am trying with this situation, and I just would like other women and men that are in like difficult scenarios to also just know that, yeah, just keep trying. You can only do your best, you know, you can only try. And as we know, there is no parenting book to, there's no rule book to this parenting thing, which is why I do suggest this parenting course. Parenting courses should be like fundamental for all parents. All parents should do a parenting course, because the way I feel today, yeah, I just feel like, yeah, I'm going to get so much out of this. I'm going to learn so much. And everything I learn, best believe I will be talking about it. I will literally share everything. But I do suggest that you when I do find out how I actually got onto this course, I will also do a video. But a parenting course is just needed, man. We all need a parenting course. You can't learn too much. You know what I mean? You can't learn too much. You're going to take things and, yeah, apply it in how you feel fit to apply it. Change things up, switch things up here and there. And, you know, one thing I do kind of want to learn is, how do I do like bonding time with my big son? How do I find the time to do special bonding time with him if we're all in the house together and the little ones require me to be present at all times? How do I do special bonding time with my son? The only thing I could think about is when I do get my weekend off. So I get every other weekend off. I can only see it being maybe one weekend, yeah, that I have free, one of those days, taking him and doing something with him on that day for an hour, for a couple hours. I think that's something that I probably am going to implement this year with him, because, yeah, I think he needs it, man. He needs that time to himself. He needs his mum to him, you know? And I want to, you know, the little ones, I feel like they get lots of my attention. I mean, they both sleep with me. The little ones are always in my bed, you know? They're always with me. We always do stuff, me and the little ones together. It's easier for me to be with the little ones. But when I want to do stuff with Makai, the big one, the little ones get in the way of that. And then the big one gets annoyed and angry at the fact that he doesn't have me solely to himself. And I want to give him that. I want to give him that time with me. I don't want him to grow up and just resent his siblings, or like, you know what I mean? You don't know kids, innit? Kids don't articulate even how they feel. Like, yeah, I don't want him to grow older and just start, I don't know, like, oh, I never got my time with my mum. I don't know, like, and I think, you know, being a single mum as well, I think the pressure's on as well. Being a single mum, I don't want it to be like, oh, because you're a single mum, look at your kids. Oh, because you're a single mum, oh, look. Oh, because you're a single mum, like, no. Like, so I think that's why I put a lot of pressure on myself as well, because I just want to, I have to succeed. I have to succeed at this. You can play a game with him when you're in the house. Like, what sort of game? Because that's what I'm saying, like, when we're all together, we can't play games. Nikita, we tried to do game night yesterday, which is what I was saying. I don't know if he was here when I was talking about game night. So we tried to do game night, and Anaya just didn't let it go smoothly. She was just, yeah, so he basically was angry, went to his room, slammed the door, like, oh, forget this. Like, do you get what I mean? Because we couldn't do a game. Oh, okay, yeah, so that's what I was saying, yeah, game night was yesterday. I tried to do family bonding, but what I've realised is family bonding isn't going to work with my family because all the needs are different. So even stuff like that, even watching a movie, we can't even watch a movie. That's what I think is so sad. You got families and you do movie night. We can't do that in my house. Sometimes I'll go get the snacks, you know, get a popcorn, get some sweets, get some stuff, put in a bowl. The intentions are there. We put the movie on, and then Anaya is screaming or she's doing something, and then what happens is my big one, he gets annoyed because he wants to watch the movie. So it's kind of, what do I do to accommodate everybody in the house? That's what's hard. And hey, babe. So that's what I'm finding quite difficult. I don't really see a way out other than doing what I can do in the house, being with the little ones, and because they all go to bed at the same time as well, it's not like I can send the little ones to sleep and then have like bonding time with my big one when they're sleeping, because they all go to bed at 8:30. 8:30 well, that's what I say, but it doesn't always happen to be 8:30 because they're always messing around. But 8:30 is when they should be in bed, so their bedtime is all the same time. And I couldn't make my big one's bedtime later because he has to get to school really early. He has to get to school for 8:20, meaning he has to leave the house at like 7:20. So he has to have a good night's sleep. And I know that if he doesn't have a good night's sleep, especially like kids that are on the spectrum, if they don't sleep, yeah, they are acting up. I have to make sure he always has like a breakfast, like even something healthy as well. Like even if he has like a croissant, take a fruit. Like I'm trying to like have like a bit of balance in this life, you know? So bedtime, I can't really do anything bedtime because, yeah, they go to bed at the same time. And also that was even another thing. I think my son, yeah, he's got to the age where he knows his friends go to bed late. So his friends, he'll say, oh, my friends stay up till like 10 o'clock. My friends stay up to this time. Oh, that's not fair. And then me and him go back and forth, like, because that's what your friends do. That's fine. But you are in my house and this is how I would like things to be done. So you're going to do things how I want things to be done. And that is, you're going to go to bed at 8:30. 9 o'clock could push it. And then when it goes past that, I'm not going to lie, yeah, that's when I actually am pissed, because it's just like, we have these conversations all the time. Like, we do things how we do things here. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to create a routine. I think that is something that I think is really important, a routine. And I'm not saying it's the easiest. As I said, I would say 8:30, and not every day is 8:30. Sometimes they'd be pushing 9:30, and they have been in bed, but then what will happen is Anaya will keep coming out, Anaya will make noise, Anaya will make the middle one come out of the bed. The middle one, he's scared to sleep by himself. The big one doesn't want to sleep with the middle one anymore because he wants his own space. So it's like a back and forth thing for the past few nights. It's been like, oh, Zai, just go sleep by yourself. Oh, no. And then I remember asking, I said, oh, like, what age did your children start sleeping by themselves? Because with my first one, we were in a one bed. Me and him were in a one bed for like 7 years of his life. So me and my big son, we always slept together. So I didn't really see it as an issue because we only had one bedroom. He could only sleep with me anyway. But with my middle, he's always had his own separate space. But he's always slept either with his brother or his dad. But I think it's quite hard because I thought that by now he would be okay sleeping by himself. But yeah, he's not. So I just think he's going to be sleeping with me. My middle one's going to be sleeping with me for a while, as I can see. Like, I had the conversation the other day. I don't know what you guys think. So there was a lady here and she was just like, she believes that in this country, we kind of make the kids, like, just push them out earlier. Whereas, like, back home, you're more... I don't know what word to use. You just embrace your children a lot more. You allow them to be kids for longer. So I remember her saying that she's had her son slept with her till like a big boy. I don't know if she said like teenage years. And she was okay with that. And I was just thinking, I hear it, but I just would like my own space. I feel like I've just been sleeping with my children for like all my life, man. I just wanted my bed, especially when I came to this place and I actually have my own space and they have their own space. We've got 3 beds. Naya's got her room. The boys have a bunk bed in their room. So I just thought when I came here, it was going to be freedom. Like, I could just spread out, like, and just have my... Because sometimes, like, when I turn in my bed, I turn and I'm like, oh, I don't have that much space. I'm literally hitch up in my bed. I just want to be in my space. But I just realize I'm not going to have that. I just think it's just a lot different for my kids. Yeah. And I can't do the screaming, man. I don't know how people do it, screaming. Because I have actually tried. I've tried to get Naya to sleep in her room. I've tried to get Zai to not be scared. We pray every night. I put his teddies with him. And he will just be crying. I think there was a few nights I tried and... I'm not going to lie, I think the hard thing is the waking up because I'll be like, he'll come and I'll just hear the footsteps because he runs. He'll wake up from the room, just run. I just hear the little footsteps. I'm like, Zai, go back to your room. Go back to your room. Come on, let's go. And I'm so tired and I'm pissed. But I know I got to be patient because the moment he senses any sort of irritation from me, that's going to set him off, innit? So I'm patient. I'm like, come on, Zai, let's go. Mummy loves you. Let's do a prayer. These times I'm tired, This is like probably like 2 a.m. When you're in deep sleep and you're waking up and you got to put your child to sleep. I'm in deep sleep. But I stay there. I'm like, you've got this, baby. Just think of a happy thought. Think of anything that makes you happy. Think of something that makes you happy. And I was like, have you thought of something that makes you happy? Yes, mummy. Close your eyes now. Okay, mummy. And he's closing his eyes. And I'm like, okay then. All right, I'm here. I'll come and check on you, okay? I walk out the room. I go and lie down. I think, okay, we've got this. Then I hear the taps again. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. I tried it. I think a few nights I done that. Like, I think I woke up about 4 or 5 times. And then I said, yeah, come to my bed, man. And since that night, he's just been sleeping in my bed. I just can't. Like, I just think that where he doesn't know how to self-regulate, I think it's going to take him a while you know, to be able to sleep by himself because he can't self-regulate and he needs me to, is that I'm his comforter. So I just got to go through it, innit? Like every child is different. And I think I was comparing because my bestie, her son is 6. I say my nephew, he's family. He's 6 and he's been sleeping by himself since he was young. So as parents, it's quite like I do this comparing thing, which is not good. And it's just like, it's fine. Every child is completely different and it is what it is, man. Like literally it is what it is, and you just take each day as it comes because but now I just know I'm sleeping. I've been sleeping with both my kids. Sleep with both of them. They both have a bed. But I just can't get them to sleep in their bed. It just doesn't work. And I just know that maybe I need to be a bit more firm, maybe. And you see those days that I had and I was waking up 4 times, maybe I need to say to myself, well, if you really want to sleep by yourself, maybe you just got to have those sleepless nights for the next month or so. But I can't comprehend that. I like my sleep, man. And if I don't have my sleep, I'm grumpy. If I don't have my sleep, and I know that my kids are a lot, do you get what I mean? So if I don't have my sleep, and then they start, do you know what I mean? So you got to pick your battles, innit? And I'm just picking, I know I need my sanity and I know they need me present and I need to be as patient as I can possibly be. And to be patient, I need that sleep. So let them sleep in my bed and let me wake up and have a good night's sleep. You just got to pick your battles. Well, that's me anyway. But one day I'll feel free. Because isn't it like you just want to feel free in your bed? Like, I can't remember. That's why you see my weekends off, Do you know what I look forward to? Sleep. My weekends off, I'm like, oh my days, I've got my bed to myself. That sleep, it's like no other. So I look forward to that just for sleeping purposes, and also to watch a movie with no screaming in the background. No one, like, because Anaya, oh my gosh, she'll just be screaming. You know the autistic kids when they just don't have their words and they do how they vocalize themselves, and that's just non-stop. I can't even watch anything now without any subtitles or anything, but. Anyways, so the second thing because I was talking about the handout that they gave to us at the parenting course, and I started by saying, the positive statement about myself is I'm a trier, and I'll always try to figure things out all the time. A positive statement about your child, I would say that despite the difficulties with my child, and that's something that I don't highlight as well, I think this would even be good for content as well. One of the things I don't say is I don't speak about their strength. Well, I do on my lives all the time, but I think I should do a separate video saying this and also like speaking about their strengths as well, because autistic kids that are on the spectrum, they are so gifted. They are so gifted. And I even say like myself, like when we're focused, we can become so hyper focused and we are excellent at what we do. Like obviously like me, wigs, I didn't learn wigs from anyone and I just picked it up and do you get what I mean? When we know what we want to do, we do it to perfection. Same thing with my son. My son is a brilliant artist. He can draw, and the way that he actually creates stories in his mind, like comics, he's doing his own comic, and it's absolutely amazing. So, one thing that I do speak to them about their strengths. Like, even though you hear me complain all the time, oh my days, oh my gosh, oh my god, oh my days, this is so hard, this is so this. I do speak a lot about their strengths. And I think, do you know what? I think what is quite hard, and I know as parents, is just repeating. You got to repeat yourself over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like you're just a broken record. But I think it's just that, oh my gosh, I do this like, You know, we sit down, we talk about like 3 things that, you know, you like about yourself, 3 things that you would want to do, you know, you would want to do, you know, be better at. Look in the mirror. What do you see? We do a lot of those exercises all the time. So I think, like, you know, I don't speak about this, and I will. But I think kind of that is why kind of it is hard, because I just expect that because we do that on a frequent basis, yeah. I think I just expect a bigger, I don't know, I just expect them to, more so like my big one, because we do a lot of these exercises, I think I just expect it to be like magic. He's just going to be the person I want him to be, because we do all the affirmations, we speak a lot, we do, you know what I mean? I just think I expect him to just get it, but it probably is going to take years, which I accept. And that's something, yeah, I'll highlight that a lot. But yeah, they're superhumans. Anaya, she is, when I look at my daughter, yeah, Anaya, and that's why I say, listen, don't think of your child, if your child is on the spectrum, don't think the world has ended, you know. Just pinpoint, know what their strengths are. And that's it. Just be watching them, be watching your child. When you can pick up on what their strengths are, then you know, you work with that. And Naya, yeah, the way she can't say sentences, but her understanding is great. She loves music. Like, Anaya, yeah, like, I remember, like, my son, my middle, yeah, he would not know how to put on his shoes. So he's 5. And you know, sometimes, I think it was like nursery times. So nursery is like 2, 3. Yes, 3, around that 3, yeah. He would sometimes put his shoes on the wrong way round. Kids do that. But I tell you, my daughter, who is autistic, has never, ever put on her shoes the wrong way. She has been putting on her shoes the right way from about 1. No word of a lie. I think that is magnificent, if I would say. Oh my gosh, I knew you was going to say music. Yeah, they have an obsession that she loves music. Music is her thing. So I just know, like, one day, I just think that the way she's going to talk is she's going to sing. She's going to sing. Something tells me, like, one day I'm just going to probably hear her singing, and then I'm going to be like, oh my gosh. And then that's when I'm going to be like, oh, it's okay, cool, the speech is coming. So for some reason, I just think it's going to be, like, to do with music. But yeah, she can pick things up, man. That girl, and that girl can pick things up. She's 3. She understands the concept of going to the toilet. I have not potty trained her. I've not potty trained Anaya. She would, like, sometimes I remember the times where I would be in the toilet, yeah. TMI, I'm sitting on the toilet. You know, kids, they like to come into the toilet, innit? And she will be looking underneath, and I'm like, what are you doing? But that was her way of learning what's going on. So through her doing that, she learned that you have to go there and do your business. So she literally knows how to do number 1. Number 2 is still a problem. I don't think it's a bit different, because number 2 requires a bit more, I don't know, like number 1, she can take herself to the toilet and do number 1. But she's had a few accidents here and there, but she actually can take herself to the toilet. So there are things. And then my middle one, he's athletic, sports, he's great. So they all have a gift, man. Like, kids that are on the spectrum, they have a gift. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed of your children being on the spectrum, because they have a gift. Like, and I just see it as now, yeah, that I was thinking about this today. My daughter loves gospel. That's amazing. And do you know one thing? I was praying one day, and Anaya was like, amen. I was like, oh, I love this. Like, she's gonna be a little prayer warrior. I love when kids are like really into the word and you can see that, oh, you know, love that. I love that for them, honestly. Because they're very spiritual as well, you know, things that they sense a lot of things that we probably don't even sense as well. So kids that are like really into their faith, like from early, they're gonna be powerful people, you know. You watch, your daughter's gonna be amazing. Like, honestly, a little prayer warrior. I love that. But gospel, yeah, Naya loves gospel as well. Mino Laugh and Grow Bible is it? Mino Laugh and Grow Bible. Where's that on YouTube? I need to put this down, screenshot this. That's actually amazing. I just think our kids are, as hard as it is though, I just think, I look at my kids and they give me purpose. Like, they've given me purpose. Like, I just want to be able to manage everything better because I am really overwhelmed. Like, do you know what I mean? And I want to be the best mum I can be for my kids. And that's why a lot of the times I don't, like, you see me, I'm just always working on being the best person I can be. I don't really do much, and when I am doing stuff, I'm productive. I'm doing things that are going to help me, that are going to grow. And I'm okay with being by myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's something I've had to really do a lot of work on. Of course, like, some days, like, it is lonely. I'm not even going to lie to you. It is lonely. It is. But I'm not desperate. I'm not desperate to have a social life because I know I can't maintain a social life right now. It's just not realistic. I have every other weekend free, and that every other weekend, that's those 2 days, so that's like 4 days in a month that I have free. I work, and my work role is a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, doing a week could take days, and to really perfect it and then to get the content and to do everything, I focus on those weekends, like working on building. Like, where's the time to go out? When I do go out, I'm kind of pissed because I'm like, oh, I've gone out, I still need to do work, I still need to do content, and then cleaning or something gets left behind, and then I get the kids and then I'm like, oh my days, I didn't do everything I needed to do. Like, I only have those 2 days to reset, to do the things I want to do without the kids. I can't do the social, like, so I said to myself, 1 day in a month I will try to socialize, like, with my friends, 1 day a month, which will mean that I still have the rest of so those 4 days, if I do 1 day, I still have those 3 days to focus on what I want to focus on. But obviously we need a social life, innit? So, like, I went out, I'm going to actually post this. I went out with my girls. So I've done my 1 day this month already. And that was amazing. I loved it. Like, I get you, I hear you. It's very overwhelming, but it's so rewarding. Yeah, it is. So, yeah, exactly, that part. Do your friends, they don't, you know. I don't know, man. I feel like everybody's lives are really busy. And I'm trying to think of how do I say this. Okay, I don't really expect my friends to come to my house. I'm going to be like, I don't think I'm the best at... I haven't been the best at maintaining my friendships, yeah, which is not great, but it's because it's a lot. And I don't expect my friends to drop what they're doing to come to me because they probably have a lot going on as well. And then a lot of us, our schedules don't even make sense. So when I have time off, they've got the kids. So, yeah, it doesn't really work. I've kind of accepted it, man. And when I do, I think there's only one of my friends that doesn't have children, so I can actually plan things with her when I don't have the kids. But because she doesn't have kids, she doesn't come. I don't think it's natural. When you don't have kids, it's not that natural to you to understand or to kind of be there for your friend that actually has children, because it's not natural. It's not a natural thing, because you're just I don't know how to say this without but I just think I would have thought a lot harder about my choices. Negative influence. Thank you. There's a lot more negative influence, I think. And I think when there's a lot of negative influence and children like my son are so influenced, that gives me anxiety as well. So even thinking about school choices, I'm thinking about, I want to move my son school. But then I think about the distance. How is he going to get there to another school? Oh, I don't know, man. Listen, this parenting thing is not easy, man. But someone did say, I spoke to her mum today, and she was telling me where is my phone? She told me there was a group. She told me I'm going to do everything I don't remember. I don't know where my phone is. There's a group. She told me to actually contact them because they can actually provide more information. Because I don't think a lot of these schools in South are great with kids that are on the spectrum. They aren't that great. I think my son's school, they're driving me insane. It's just every day is an exclusion. Every day excluded for this, excluded for laughing, excluded for talking, excluded for... I'm like, oh... it's just... I know my son's he's got needs. He just doesn't have a diagnosis. He doesn't have an EHCP. He doesn't have these things. And yeah, being a Sen mum, you got to be a fighter. You got to be strong, because you just have to just be fighting all the time. So that's something I'm in the process of even trying to do as well. But yeah, a quick win is a small achievable task which helps you take steps to a larger goal. Quick wins help you understand what motivates you and what gets in the way, so you can be realistic. Know when to push yourself and when to take more care of yourself. Help you to get in better frame of mind to tackle what's really important to you. Increase strength and maintain hope for change. In this group, we set a quick win at the end of each session. We encourage you to try out different things each week to see how they work for you and your family. Trying out the strategies and adding to them each week will give you a deeper understanding of them and increase the benefits of this program. You'll have a chance to ask further questions and discuss how you get on with this with support of the group. Parents tell us this helps them to build on the learning each week and incorporate ideas we discussed in their families day to day. My quick win this week is, I wonder what that's going to be. How did I get on? What did I learn? How did I feel? This is really going to be good. Yeah, I'm discussing the course. Yeah, the course was really good, Chloe. The course was... as you know, when we done that other parenting course, I just think doing the parenting course, you just come off the course and you just feel so light. Especially because there's so many, as obviously the course that I was on was the ADHD, so ADHD parenting course. And to actually speak to mums that are in the similar predicaments, empowered, that's it. To others speak to now, it was just amazing. And I'm just I can't wait to see what I learn on this course. But I just really I think this is just going to be really good. So today was just introductions, your child with ADHD, goal setting, motivators. So we set a goal for the child. So we had to choose one child. So I'm focusing on Kai because, that's who I thought would be best to focus on. I'm still going to try to use the things that I learned on the others, but I just chose Kai. So setting a goal. So I think my personal goal was to manage my emotions better. And then my goal for Kai was to, what was my goal for Kai? To accept that it's okay to make mistakes. I think so we had to do a score. So I think my score was at 4, because I feel like I've gotten so much better. I've gotten better at how I manage my emotions. However, I still kind of lose it in some scenarios. Like, it just becomes too overwhelming, and I just like So I don't want to be I want to be like, have better strategies. And yeah, so next week is going to be good enough parent, looking after yourself, ADHD maps, executive functioning, self-regulation. Session 3, acknowledging, accepting and expressing feelings, managing overwhelm. Session 3, I know that I'm going to enjoy, I'm going to love session 3, because that is kind of what I want to get out of this course, is actually just learning how to manage the overwhelm, you know. And each session I'm going to come and I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about each session. So every Mondays, I'm going to be talking about this course. Every Monday, I'll be speaking about this course. And the course is being a parent of a child affected by ADHD. That is what the course is. And then session 4 is child-led play, negative attention trap. Because as we know, kids on the spectrum, they seek attention. No, it doesn't matter what is negative attention. I know, like, one thing I know what my, like, Anaya does. She's autistic, but to get my attention, she will bang my blinds. My blinds are broken, but she'll bang, 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 bang them. And then when I say stop, it will make her do it more. She'll bang it, or she will start to get more aggressive. So it will just heighten. When I say no to her, it heightens her emotions. So she would have started trying to get my attention. I'm like, Naya, stop. I could say it in a calm voice. I'm just like, Naya, no. But that no doesn't help her. That no fuels her to do something worse. So what I have started to do with Anaya in some instance is actually ignore. So she'll be banging, banging, banging. And it's not easy to ignore, but I do try. I just ignore. And if she continues to do it, I'll just get up and walk out of the room. So I won't say anything to her. I'll literally just get up and leave the living room. And then she'll just follow it. Instead of just, because I just think they just want attention. I think it's easier to do it with Anaya, but then with my boys, because, as I said, because they have words, I expect them to know better, but they obviously can't. So I'm really excited to just learn tips on how to deal with that negative attention trap and being kind to yourself. Because being kind to yourself, is something that as parents, being parents, to children that are on the spectrum, you're always criticizing yourself. You're always feeling bad. Like, I'm always feeling bad. Like, every single day, I have an encounter and I'm just feeling like crap, because I'm just like, oh, and even after, like, I told my girl, I would, like, obviously tell my girl, like, about it, and I'm just like, she'll say, oh, like, you should do this and you should do that, and I'm listening and I'm just like, oh, I feel bad now, because it's true, you're right. But in the moment, it's so hard it's just really hard. So then you start feeling crap about yourself. But the fact is the matter that you're trying and be kind. So that's going to be really good. Descriptive praise, session 5. Describing behavior, promoting self-esteem. That's something that is going to be really good, because I think that is what these kids, some like, I would speak for my son, I think is the lack of self-esteem. So I've been trying really hard to work on building his self-esteem, but it just feels like everything I do, it doesn't work. Nothing I do works. And I know it has to be like a consistent, you got to be consistent with these things. But I just feel like, are we ever going to get somewhere? That's how it feels. Are we ever going to get to a place where you're able to accept yourself for who you are, and you don't have to act for anybody, and you can just accept yourself. So I'm excited to learn how to get tips to actually give him positive reinforcement, and everything. Remember, every week I'm coming on here and I'm going to share everything that I've learned, every single thing that I've learned. But also, I'll also share exactly how I got into the course, because I don't know how I got into the course. Someone recommended it to me. Session 5, consequences, rewards, routines. That's something that I struggle with, because I'm really bad at creating a routine for myself. You know, so I think I need to really start. As I said, I'm really overwhelmed. I get really overwhelmed really easy, very quick. So sometimes it's just all too much when the kids are doing. I know I have a rewards chart. I've had one for months. Have I been using it? No, because it's just all too much. Like, it's just all too much. So I think I need to, that will be also really good. Setting boundaries, saying no, because as we know, saying no to kids that are on the spectrum is really hard, because they can't take it. They can't take it maybe as, you could say no to a neurotypical child, and they may moan, but saying no to a child that's on the spectrum, so I'm really, really gonna enjoy this. Time out, calm and space, household rules, and then session 9, listening skills and problem solving strategies, medication, what to do when. Medication. Now, medication is something that someone has asked me. Obviously, where they're not diagnosed, I wouldn't think about medication. Me personally, I would try every healthy alternative before I done medication. There is something so I do magnesium. I haven't been consistent. I need to be consistent with these things, because magnesium is something that I think would be really good for them. And I also have like some fish oil thing. I have like supplements, which I'll also do. Maybe after this, I'll show you the supplements that I actually have for the kids. Managing stress, strategies at future stages. So I'm really excited, because I think I just need to be able to just manage everything. Like, this is life. Do you know what I mean? When you actually have children, they are your priority, regardless of what you have going on. Sometimes, so I know that in my life, there's a lot of things that I want to do. Number 1, business. But I know I have to be realistic, because my kids, they're my priority. Do you get what I mean? So I would love to be doing hair from morning to night, from, 5 days, 6 days a week. But that's not my norm right now. I'm a single mom, and I'm doing what I can do. Do you know what I mean? I can't overwhelm myself with work, and I'm blessed that I'm able to have a job that I'm able to do in the times that I am free, and focus on the kids, because I couldn't imagine. Like, I remember like a couple of weeks ago, I was working back to back, and that was a lot for me. I know that can't be my reality. If I was to do that and say, okay, cool, I mean, I want to work on my business. It's something that I really want to do. But I know my reality is the fact that I have kids that are on the spectrum. So I can't actually give my whole attention to my business. And that is a sacrifice I have to make for a while, to be honest, because the kids are my priority. Even I have clients here. Thank you, Cherry. I'm going to respond to your message as well. Sorry. I also have clients that actually want to come to me in days where I don't have, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could do it. I wish I could take these clients, but it's not I think before I would really be feeling bad. Like, oh, this could have been I'm just thinking about content as well. Like, oh my God, like this could have been good for me. I could have got content. I could have done this. Like, how am I going to build? How am I going to do this? But I don't want to put myself at a disadvantage, because I know when I'm overworked, I don't give my kids the best of me. As I said, I got three of them that have their own individual needs. So you got to be realistic, you know what I mean? And just accept your situation for what it is. I have accepted my situation. I am a full-time mummy and part-time businesswoman. I have accepted that, and I'm okay with that. And because I know that when they get to a bigger age, I can focus on the things that I really want to do solely. But for now, I got things that I'm fighting for these kids. Like, I'm fighting for them. You know what I mean? And that takes a lot. I'm just so happy that I can still do my business at times. Do you know what I mean? Because I think I would be really upset if I couldn't do it at all. But I have the time to actually do business and focus on them. You know what I mean? Like, they are my priority. And I don't know if my page don't seem that like that, but it is. Those kids, they are my priority. They are my number one priority. And I don't, as I said, I'm a single mum. I don't want no one say, oh, because you're a single mum, oh, that's why your kids are like this, or that's because of this, that's because of that. I'm a single mum, but I'm always going to do right by my kids. I'm always going to do the best that I can do for my kids. I want to give my kids the best life ever. Even as I said, I'm talking about holidays. Like, I want my kids to explore. I want to give, like, I know, like, we've spoken about this, a holiday is a luxury, yeah? But I like the finer things in life, and I know that it may not be attainable right now, but I'm going to do the best I can do. Like, I'm going to book my children a holiday because I would like that life for myself. So I would like to be able to give my children that life. Like, my big one has gone on multiple holidays. When he was an only child, he's gone to so many different places. Whereas the younger two, 5 and 3, yes, they have their needs, but I don't want that to stop. I just don't want to be stopped. Like, I don't know if you can tell, I just don't want to be stopped in life. Regardless of what I'm going for, I don't want to be stopped. So I will always try my best to do what I can do. And yeah, we're going on our first family holiday this year, which I'm really excited about. And that's like an accomplishment. I mean, I don't know how it's going to be when we go, but the fact that I've actually got to that place and done it, you know, I'm like really proud of myself. Do you get what I'm saying? And obviously I'm probably going to go overboard because I just want everything, like, I just want all kids to be, I want to prepare for that flight. So gonna get headphones, I don't know, can you even take their actual snacks on the, like, can you take food through the, I don't know, I'm not really good at this holiday stuff. But hold on, let me read what Anika said. I used to work in a hair salon and it took over my bloody life. Do you get, listen, Anika, hair, yeah. Doing hair is not a joke, you know. It's just annoying. Like, that's the only thing that I know. Hair is the only thing I know. That's it. That's all I know. I could not even think of doing anything else. Do you know what I mean? So I know that it is so demanding, which is why I don't give myself too much. And as you know, I am a perfectionist. So I don't give myself too much work. As long as I know that I've got, like, so let's say a week, I would probably do like 3 wigs in the week and probably have like a few clients. That's okay for me. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm doing a good job. I'm still keeping my business alive. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not overworking myself, because I think when you basically overwork yourself, because hair is a lot, yeah, it can get to that point where you are like exhausted. Sometimes one wig can take me a few days, because like if I do a coloured wig, so I make the wig, yeah, I hand stitch my wigs. I need to actually get my sewing machine out and learn to do the sewing machine. That will make my life a whole lot easier. But I make the wig one day, you bleach the knots, you pluck, then you got to colour. The colouring process can take like about 3 days. So the whole process of one wig for me can take a whole 5 days. So I can't give myself too much work, because if I give myself too much with what I'm going through right now, you'll start to make mistakes, you know? So you got to be realistic. I know hair is hair is always going to be for me. You know what I mean? It's always going to be for me. It's always going to be there. I've been doing hair all my life. You know what I mean? And I think like as mums, we take a back seat, we put things on a back seat and we think, oh, this is annoying. Why did you give it up, Anika? Why did you give it up? I want to hear what this reason is. Because I've taken so many breaks, man. I've taken so many breaks. But one thing, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. I couldn't give up because this is what I know that I really want to do. I just know that I can't do it to the ability that I would like to. But one day I will. One day it's always going to be there. You see, when God blesses you, like, it's just a matter of time. You know what I mean? God's time is the best time. You know, that's literally my life. And as I said, priority are my kids. They are my number one thing. And obviously, because I know that, and I think being a Sen mum, one thing that I do want to say to like mums and parents that can't do what they really want to do, if you're not scared, please try to do social media. Try to do social media, find something, do something. That was also another thing, like, because I knew that I couldn't like solely like focus on a lot of things that I want to do. I thought, I want to do social media. I can share parts of my life. I can help other women. I knew what I wanted to do with my platform. Also, I've also like started to like talk about like showing my business, but I'm a mum. You know what I mean? And I know how hard it is being a mum, and so I created a TikTok and started speaking about motherhood. You know, if you're not scared to, it could be anything, like a hobby or something, and yeah, it will make sense eventually. You know what I mean? I was like, with me, with me, I'm a trier. Like, I have to try many different things because I just know the life I want to have for my kids. I know the life I want for my kids. And I know I'm a single parent. I'm a single mum of 3. And I know the sort of life I want them to have. And I'm not going to stop until they get that life. Do you get it? Like, I will keep trying and trying and trying and trying and trying until I get that life that I feel my children and I deserve. I was finding it hard. But couldn't you try to reduce the time? And that's one of the reasons why I didn't actually commit to a shop or anything like that, because I just knew that I wouldn't be able to cope. You know? I wouldn't be able to cope with that. You know, when you have Sen kids, you could be called at any moment to leave. You could be called, like, anything could happen when you're a Sen mum. So I think I'm reaching, like, I'm waiting to get to a place where all my kids are settled, like, because I just need all my kids to be, let's say all my kids have their EHCP, their diagnosis, they're thriving in school. I just need to feel like they're okay before I then say, cool, I'm going to do this. But one thing I do know, obviously I do like speaking about like motherhood, being a Sen mom, and I just want to create something in person so we can all come and just talk. Do you know what I mean? Like, like-minded women and men come together, talk, learn, enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, for a few hours, let your hair down for a bit. Like, that's something that I would love to do. So I think that would also, that would be easier because it's like, this is my life. This is what I live every day and I talk about it every day. So why not create a safe space where we can all come in person? Wouldn't that be great? Like a environment where we just come and just share and learn and leave feeling empowered and ready to just take on the week. You know, it's something just ongoing. And yeah, because you know what, my lives have really taught me a lot. my life's like, do you know what I mean? So I just want to do that like properly. At the moment, I really enjoy spending time with my boys. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, so, and that's fine. Do you know what I mean? I feel like embrace those moments because it's gone, man. And you're always, if hair, like literally like hair, you're using your hands. That's not ever going to leave you. If you ever wanted to get back to doing hair, you could. How old are your boys? Like, I think, yeah, for now, like, I know what my brain can take, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm blessed, yeah, because I'm doing I'm being a mum and still doing what I love to do. Like, I'm being a mum and still doing what I love to do, so. But you know what I mean? In reasonable portions. I don't want to overwork myself, because if I overwork myself, I'm not going to be able to be the best mum I can be. So separate days for separate things. As I said, priority children. Once you pop out those kids, yeah, and that's the thing, you have to accept it. I remember I was going through, when I became a single mum, yeah, I had a lot of anger in me, because I just was thinking, this is not fair. This is not fair. Because I just felt like it shouldn't be this. It shouldn't be that the mum predominantly does everything. Like, I really was on that. Like, it shouldn't be the mum that predominantly does everything. It should still be split. It shouldn't be everything on top of my head. It shouldn't be me going to the meetings. It shouldn't be me always going to the point. It shouldn't just always be me. That was how I felt in the beginning. Whereas now it's just like, this is my situation, accept it, and just learn to find ways to manage the overwhelmness, if that's even a word, and enjoy the moments. That's 2025 has been those days, like, for me with the kids. So although, like, we do, as I said, like, every day is a difficult day. I can't sugarcoat that. Every day is a difficult day. But I don't let my emotions run me. Do you know what I mean? I don't let my emotions run me. Like, even, let's say, if my big one's pissing me off, yeah, I leave him. Like, I can't let you, like, let me just remove myself from the situation, and we talk about it after. Okay? Like, so I think that's also what I really want to, like, what's the word? I want to, like, master. That's what I want to master. Not actually giving in. Not... Because these kids, they can wind you up, you know. My kids, they can wind me up. But I'm, like, at that place where, like, they are going to be kids. They are going to be themselves. They are their own person. But I can't let my emotions run me, and then it then creates a bad atmosphere in the house. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, motherhood requires the most patience. Like, the patience needs to be there all the time. And to be that patient, you got to look after yourself. You have to look after yourself. You know, you got to look after yourself, man. Because if you don't look after yourself, you're going to be feeling run down. And then it's just going to, like, the kids are going to feel that energy. And that, like, yesterday for me, oh my gosh, was a lot. But today is a new day. You know what I mean? We move, and every day, like, so when it is a hard day, so in the morning, because I just know, like, if the day wasn't good, yeah, and I just know, like, there's just a lot of negative tension in the air. So this morning when my son woke up, my oldest son, he woke up, and we spoke about yesterday, you know? Because I was just thinking, like, I just know, you know, these kids, one day my middle son said to me, so he was like, I wasn't good at school today. And I was like, why? He's like, because you shouted at me in the morning, mummy. And I'm like, oh. So it's like every day, yeah, if it was a bad day, I just have to make sure that in the morning, before they leave, any of them, the boys, before they leave, they don't feel any hard feelings. So even like every morning, like today, when I was taking Azai to school, the middle one, I was like, oh, how was this morning good? Did we have a good morning today? And he's like, yeah. I was like, okay. And mummy helped you put on your jacket when he was asking me to put on your jacket, because what he does when his jumper don't feel right, he's like literally he will like have a, I don't know if I could call it a meltdown, but he would just be hysteric, yeah. And then I would get frustrated because it's like, that's the time I want to get out the house, I'm rushing. But because I'm aware that how I react plays a big part in how he is in school, he was doing that, and I'm now realising, okay, he's complaining about his jacket, he's thrown his jacket across the room, and I'm like, at first, I'm not going to lie, because when the time is ticking, I don't like them being late as well, because that also, I'd be overthinking a lot of things. If they're late, that makes me feel like a crap person. So when the time's ticking now, he's thrown the jacket across the room, I'm like, okay. So I get your jacket, and I told him, I said, take your jumper, hold it like this, hold your jumper, and I was being patient, and then I put it, and he's looking at me like, oh, okay. So then I've done the other one, so he's put his jacket on, and I was like, does it feel better? He was like, not really. And I was thinking, it will feel better. And then we left, so we spoke about that whilst we were going to school. I was like, oh, did you like how mummy helped you put your jacket on today? I just want to know that they're in the right mind frame at the start of school. It works sometimes, but not all the times. Regardless of what I do try, sometimes they will have their bad days. But that's also another thing why the schools you place your children in is really important. Because I don't think that a lot of schools work well with kids that are on the spectrum, which is annoying. Not a lot of schools work well with kids that have ADHD, autism, especially these secondary schools, these academies. These secondary school academies, yeah, I just think is ridiculous. So I'm trying to think of doing like a faith school. I think a faith school, I've heard that the ethos is a bit different. Because I just think, like, seriously, kids that are on the spectrum, of course they're gonna be deep, like, they're gonna be like labeled as naughty. Oh, he's naughty, he's bad, he's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. They won't work with them. And with my son's school, I'm talking about two different kids. I don't know if you've got that. So I was talking about the one that's in primary school. Now I'm talking about the one that's in secondary school. The one that's in secondary school, I feel like because he's got needs, and I know there are rules, and I know he has to follow the rules, but I think the exclusions are extreme. Like, the exclusions. Obviously, the more he gets excluded, the more, like, it's just going to be on a path of getting kicked out. Like, so that's something that's stressing me out, man, because, you know, you want your children to thrive, man. You want them to thrive. So anyways, that I'm coming off now because, yeah, I just was talking about the course. I'm hoping that, anyways, this course will help me with all the things that I've spoken about today, because I just need to get this right. Do you know what I mean? And I know my kids know that I'm trying, man. They know, but I just know that we need a bit, sometimes you need, as parents, you need a bit more extra support. You need a bit more extra help. So that's why I'm not shy to say, hi, I need some help, like, you know, and I've been put onto this course and I love it. Well, it's only week 1, but I know I'm going to love the course. I know I'm going to enjoy it. I know I'm just going to create some good relationships in this course as well. And I'm going to be able to share some good tips for mums that have kids that are on the spectrum. So I'm really excited about this, honestly. Silly question, but is the school aware of his needs? They are aware of his needs. They give him movement breaks, but because they don't have a lot, they said that basically they don't have enough funding. But I spoke to one of the ladies at the course. She told me about an organisation that could help my son, because she was like, that's not right. Like, they shouldn't be excluding him if he's got needs, especially if he's on the pathway to getting a diagnosis. They shouldn't be doing these things. But where is like I have to get clued up on what my rights are and all of these things. So I am gonna speak to the lady and then come back and share the information. But yeah, it's not right. Like, he's not in school. He's never in school. My son ain't never in school, man. Don't you think that's hard? Hard for a mum, because you send your children to school and you just expect them to just be there and just get on with it. But sometimes it's not like that. Do you know what I mean? It's not. And my son, like, me and him talk all the time. He's like, Mum, I know I'm going to try harder. I'm going to try. I know he's trying. He just needs a better school that... I just think that school... Are black people concerned about looking rich? That's a whole nother conversation for another day. That's a whole nother conversation. I know that was a valid that's a valid question. Maybe, I don't know, like, why are they concerned about being rich? I don't know. But I would say, yeah, that wasn't even anything I was talking about. That completely threw me off. But in terms of, like, yeah, the parenting thing, I think obviously it's good that he has both parents, yeah. And he has his dad and he has me. And what I always say to him is, like, I'm that parent you can always talk to me about anything, like anything. And I'm happy that he knows that. Do you get what I'm saying? He knows that. And sometimes you got to kind of force it out of them, because at that stage they don't like to talk, in it. They just talk to their friends. You kind of have to be proactive with talking to them and getting things out of them and asking them questions and how, in what you want to hear from them. You got to ask them if they give you, because sometimes they're like, and then you got to change the way that you ask the question. You just got to keep asking lots of different questions. Do you know what I mean? And they will talk to you, because he talks to me, man. He talks to me. I have to take my son a lot more serious as well, like, in what he says, because he's a jokester. He jokes a lot, innit? And there was an incident in primary school and I didn't believe him. He had a TA come into school and he told me that the TA draped him up. I told this story already. And I thought, I didn't believe my son. And I was thinking, oh, really? And because my son's, like, he can be a bit difficult. So I was just thinking, oh, no, like, probably would. And then I spoke to the TA and the TA was like, oh, no, it weren't like that, no. And I believed the TA because it was a person in the school. And then my son actually told me more things. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me? He's like, I did tell you and you didn't believe me. And I'm like, oh. So that taught me a lesson. Believe your children also, like, no matter how small it is, and follow it up. When they actually tell you something, follow it up and don't just brush it off, because I felt really bad when that situation kind of arose. I was just like, why didn't I take you serious? Why didn't I take you serious, man? You know what I mean? And because when these kids, especially kids on the spectrum, like ADHD, when they're a bit like on the naughty side, and you just think, oh, well, I know that's how you are, because that's me. I'm like, I know how you are. 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 We kind of just, yeah, which isn't good, man. It's not good. So that's one thing I will say, like, take your children really serious with everything they say to you. And yeah, I'm their voice, man. I'm their voice. I am their voice. And when you actually haven't had someone to protect you, like, or feel like you've had someone to protect you, it really made me feel really shitty about myself, that situation. Because I was like, how did I not think? Like, how did I let this just go by? What? Sorry, Rond, what? What are you saying? What did you do? A teacher hit her? What the heck? Is it that same school? Oh my days. Nah, sorry. Please. She needs to get out of that school. Oh, I can't believe that. You must be fuming.